Hey there, gorgeous. We're here to speak about this gorgeous brow and this beautiful young girl. Now, this is the brow art work of Olivia, who is from the Natural Brow in Edmonton, Canada. Now, Olivia's got 310 women on her wait list, and the reason for that is because women, when they find out that they can have their natural brow back to its fullest potential, then they're really interested in that. That's obvious, right? And her waitlist really is evidence of that. So, you have to understand what happens to people out in the world, women in the world and men. We're very, very vulnerable when it comes to the alternatives that are offered to us about everything, whether it's pharmaceuticals, whether it's actually skincare, whether it's brows. Doesn't matter what it is, there's almost like this pillar that we need to build inside of ourselves of trust of how we research and define what is the best thing. And we're never going to get any of that from the hype that comes from marketing because, for example, the beauty industry is $1 trillion industry, isn't it? And we know that. And so there's a lot of interest in trying to solve the issues that people have. Let's just look at brows. So in this case here, this young girl's come in and you can see that her brows are quite unruly, and in another salon when she walked in, they may have offered her some sort of brow lamination, which means that they're using a chemical process to straighten the brow. And in most cases, like at TrueBrow, we don't use any of those kinds of chemical processes. The only chemical that we use is tint. And we advise all of our girls that come through our academy to make sure that they skin patch test to be sure that there's no adverse reactions on the client before they apply the tint. We do advanced tinting techniques. So in not just your normal standard techniques, because we offer premium eyebrow treatments at TrueBrow, we don't offer just normal brow treatments or some of the latest trends like lamination or skin staining or anything like that. We basically are offering a timeless solution to someone's natural brow. So when we look at this young lady, she's got quite an unruly brow, and so Olivia, I would suspect, would have used our advanced trimming techniques to really just get this brow just to relax. And there's something really amazing about that we can do that, right? You can just completely just relax it, and you can see that when you use advanced trimming techniques that are available inside of the TrueBrow curriculum, you really change the brow entirely. But it's just not, it doesn't just have to do with the trimming. It's got to do with the way you look at the brow. What are you seeing in the brow? What are you wanting to achieve with the brow? It's like the use of our imagination, and we call that TrueBrow vision. So Olivia's used her TrueBrow vision to give this kind of glorious flow, a real fullness, but just an elegance to her brow. And I think this actually, she may even come and comment below and tell us how long this took, but I think this was just a couple of appointments. So we can see here that if I'm to show you using some of my drawing tools, we can see that this brow here is kind of higher than this one. Like if we find, we're kind of looking at the brow appearing, and actually, in fact, this is really interesting. This is where it's so important, right? So the actual peaks of these brow, we call the peaks the peak point. This is a language that I developed for TrueBrow Premium Eyebrow Treatments, because we don't do normal treatments. We have to have a language that speaks about the anatomy of the brow. So at our peak points here, you can see that they're quite level, but what is it that's different about this brow is that it's angled like this. So the screen right's quite angled and the screen left is quite flat. It's not really very angled at all. So you have like friction on the face, and the job of an artist that works using the TrueBrow methods and system is to really create a beautiful flow for the client and to really achieve the perfect placement of all of the anatomy of the brow. And this is why we work so individually with brows. It's one of the things that we're really, really, really keen to share with you, is that we work with each single brow absolutely individually. We don't just plonk what we've learned using threads or using some sort of map onto the brow. Everything is very fluid, very subtle, and the main aim is not to look at face shapes or anything like that, but truly to look at how to transform and create this beautiful brow that everyone is just so, they've got brow envy over. And this has come from a brow that is unruly. We haven't used any chemicals apart from tint. Our advanced trimming techniques, our advanced tinting techniques, and the world-class design principles that are so powerful when we're looking into the brow to create this really beauty that you see in front of you. So I love this brow, and you can also see that one last little thing you can see when you look at TrueBrow work that's presented to you, you'll notice that we do face forward, and you can see that this brow here needed some support underneath as well as at the top. And you know, the key thing that we want to make sure is that the client, when she's walking out, she's feeling $1 million. And then when she wakes up in the morning, you know, she's feeling $1 million. And if she does need to shade in her brow, Olivia, I can see he has shaded it in probably with True Color 𝘧𝘢𝘴𝘩𝘪𝘳, I would say, or 2 actually. Which is one of our brow powders that we, brow products actually, that we give to our specialists to use in their clients, just so she can pop it, you know, because obviously this brow, you know, it looks gorgeous, but we don't want to stain the skin. We can't work and design a brow when we're staining the skin. That just doesn't work. That's not a thing. We need to be able to see clearly, our artists need to see clearly what every single tiny little hair, if we're going to really save and repair brows. Time after time after time, and with every single maintenance. So I hope that this has been as beautiful for you to just witness as it was for me when I first saw it, and absolutely gorgeous. We'll put the link to this particular brow in the caption so that you can go directly to the natural brow. You might like to follow Olivia, why not, and see all her gorgeous transformations, but you'll be able to see the full face of this client and just how incredible the transformation really is for her. It's really like magic. Thanks for being with me once again, and we'll be back with more. Bye for now.